This game of Big Deck is brought to you by Luminarch Ascension, now with more angels. Didn't think it would ever happen, but welcome to the internet's first game of Big Deck Emperor. Check out our The Formats of Magic video for the rules of Emperor or Big Deck if you're unfamiliar with these formats. For this game, the Emperors are Jim, leading the team to the right of your screen with Kevin and Rob, and Marlon, leading the team to your left with Ronnie and Stevie. This is a pretty quick game due to one card in particular. Yep, that one. Marlon's team wins the die roll, making Jim's team go first. Kevin starts the game by playing Humility as a land. Stevie lands Sin Collector. Marlon lands Sultai Charm. Ronnie lands Signal the Clans. Rob lands Fiery Justice. Jim lands Zealous Conscripts. Kevin lands Kokosho the Evening Star. Stevie lands Sanctum Gargoyle. Marlon lands Pacifism and casts Luminarch Ascension. Ronnie lands Countersquall. Rob lands a Chroma, and at the end of Rob's turn, Marlon triggers the Ascension, having not lost life this turn. Jim lands Razia Boros Archangel, but Marlon is unable to trigger his Ascension at the end of Jim's turn due to play ranges. Kevin lands Fog, with Marlon again triggering Ascension at the end of Kevin's turn. Stevie lands Thought Reflection and casts Sword of Body and Mind. Marlon lands Turn Burn, and Ronnie miracles Temporal Mastery on his turn, taking an extra turn. Ronnie lands Chancellor of the Spires, and on his next turn lands Revoke Existence, and casts Ajani Vengeance, and uses it to keep one of Rob's untapped lands tapped. Rob lands Mordant Dragon and casts Centaur Healer, gaining him 30 life. Marlon triggers Luminarch Ascension at the end of Rob's turn. Jim lands Sphinx of Uthun. Kevin lands Sorin, Lord of Innistrad. And at the end of Kevin's turn, Marlon triggers Luminarch Ascension, making it active. On Stevie's turn, he lands Lotus Bloom and casts Hero Bladehold. Marlon makes an angel at the end of Stevie's turn. Marlon lands Nicol Bolas Planeswalker and marches his angel to Ronnie's board. Ronnie lands Spite Malice, casts a face down creature, and Skull Clamp, and again pluses Ajani. Rob lands Sphinx of the Steel Wind and passes. Jim casts Ponder, looks at some cards, places them back strategically, and then draws a card. Jim lands Dread Return. Kevin lands Primordial Sage and casts Clone Shell, looks at some of the cards on top, and exiles a card underneath the Clone Shell. Stevie lands Muldrifter and casts Mind Control, taking Kevin's Clone Shell, but still can't look at the exiled card. Stevie attacks with the hero, making 2 soldiers and dealing Kevin 7 damage. Marlon makes an angel at the end of Stevie's turn. Marlon lands Protean Hulk and generously gives Ronnie an angel. Ronnie lands Liliana Spectre and attacks Rob with his creatures. Rob blocks Ronnie's face-down creature with his Centaur. Before damage, Ronnie morphs the Exalted Angel, killing the Centaur and gaining Ronnie 4 life. Rob takes 8 damage from unblocked angels. Rob lands Frisara the Dreadful. Jim lands Terminus and casts Aura of Silence and uses it to shoot the Mind Control on Kevin's Clone Shell. With no blue mana, Kevin lands Control Magic and casts Active Authority to shoot Stevie's Sword of Body Massage, but Marlon counters the enchantment with Remand, putting it back into Kevin's hand. Unable to recast it, Kevin casts Augur of Bolas instead, putting Negate into his hand. Stevie lands Grim Lavamancer and suits it up with the sword. Not sure whether or not he should attack into the Clone Shell, Marlon tells Stevie to attack. Stevie does and makes 2 more soldiers with Hero's ability. Kevin blocks a soldier with his Augur and the hero with his Clone Shell. Kevin takes 6 damage from unblocked soldiers. When the Clone Shell dies, Kevin reveals Ashen Rider, exiling the hero Bladehold. Post-combat, Stevie equips a soldier with a sword. Marlon makes an angel at the end of Stevie's turn. Marlon wants to keep an angel and use it to attack Jim when Rob dies, but Ronnie tells him that's not how Emperor works, so Marlon begrudgingly gives the angel to Ronnie, who already has so many angels. Ronnie equips Skull Clamp to his Exalted Angel, who doesn't actually have Exalted. Ronnie attacks Rob with his Angels. Rob casts Celestial Flare, but wanting to take out Rob this turn, Marlin casts Forbid and buys it back, pitching 2 cards. Ronnie gains 5 life from the attack and Rob takes 17 angel damage. Ronnie casts Bloodgift Demon and equips it with Skull Clamp. Ronnie keeps one of Jim's lands tapped down with a Johnny. Jim lands Elvish Mystic and severs the bloodline all of Ronnie's angels. Marlin does not have the mana to recast Forbid. Kevin casts Active Authority, but Stevie casts Prive, countering the enchantment once again and returning Muldrifter to his hand. Staring down an active Ajani Vengeant, who can Armageddon all of Jim's lands next turn, Jim's team has seen enough and agrees to concede, winning the game for Marlin's team. Rob attributed his team's loss to not only Luminarch Ascension, but the team dynamics of the game itself. With one team pulling ahead, it's hard for the other to catch up, and he means team formats in general, not just Emperor. What are your thoughts on team formats like Emperor or Two-Headed Giant? Fun, not fun? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.
Luminarch's Ascension.
You basically don't.
What?
Relax, dropping the fucking camera.